Hi, welcome to Chalk Pretty Things. My name's Debbie. I'd love to craft with you tonight. So we're going to use this transfer that says Honeybee Farms, fresh, local, wildflower honey. Isn't it cute? It's let's go ahead and open up its package. This is one of our new manufacturer's transfers. So if you have this design, this package, and you have this sticker on it, all it's doing is telling you that the on our old transfers, the copyright data was not silk screen. On our new transfers, it is. So right here, that would be a silk screen, and you would want to cover it up if you were had a way to chalk over it and you didn't want to accidentally chalk over it. You would go ahead and cover that up. Okay, so this is our transfer that we're going to be using tonight, and we're going to be placing it on this vintage looking chalkboard, which is pretty big, but it'll fit just perfectly. And we are going to need a fuzzing cloth, and I just threw mine in the washer, so we're going to use this one. So what we're going to do is, these are sticky, and I am going to go ahead and peel the transfer off of its backer sheet like this. And as I do that, I am going to flip it over onto this towel. It's actually like a drying mat. And I am going to press it down a few times and lift it. And this is called fuzzing. And what it is designed to do, see how sticky that is? It's designed to lessen that sticky so that it doesn't hurt your transfer when you pull it up, because it's stuck too strongly, and so it doesn't hurt your surface down below. So we're putting some lint on the back of it just to make it less sticky. And you can do this on your fuzzing towel, any type of towel, a dish towel, a bath towel. You can do it on your shirt, on your pants leg. This one's a little big to do on my shirt, so that's why I'm doing it on this towel. And that should just about do it. Now, they will stick together if you're not careful, so pay attention to what you're doing. But see how you can see through this transfer? The parts that you can see through are the silk screen, and that's where the paste is going to go through this transfer and onto the surface. So I'm just going to go ahead and center this as best as I know how. And get this hair off of it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and smooth this down. I don't want any little bubbles underneath it. And here's a little piece of glitter. If you have anything underneath or around the silk screen where it's not pressed down firmly to the board, that paste, when you put on it, can bleed. And it'll go underneath that little access point, and it can bleed underneath. And the paste will go on a part of the surface that you don't want it to go. You won't get a crisp design like you want. So I'm really pushing this one down pretty good. I do see some glitter underneath, but as long as it's not in a spot where I don't want it, that's okay. I'm really pressing this down good though. Okay, so I think this is down really good, and here's my plan. I'm going to do the Honeybee Farms in white and this in white. I'm going to do my bee in yellow. These leaves, these floral aspects, are going to be in eucalyptus, and this fresh and local is going to be in our Harvest Shimmer Harvest. So let's get started. We're not going to do anything fancy with this. We're just going to go just like the transfer is laid out and do a very simple sign. I'm not sure why this has a little line going through it. Oh, you know what? It's a hair. One little hair can raise that surface up. Okay, much better. So if you want to, you can actually rub the side of the squeegee over this and make sure that you don't have any air bubbles where you don't want them to go. Just ensure that it's pressed down to the surface really good. Okay, let's get started. Now, since we're using several colors, we're going to start with our white, and we're going to do a paste and peel method. And all that means is that you're going to paste a little bit, and then you're going to peel it up and take a look at it. That's the best way. You want to peel up these transfers while the paste is still wet. You don't want that paste to dry in the screen, or else when you pull up that screen, the paste is going to come up with the screen and it won't stay to the surface down below. So make sure your paste is still wet. You want your paste to be the consistency of sour cream or yogurt, and this bright white paste is just perfect. So what I have left, I'm going to go ahead and scrape it back into my jar. It doesn't take very much. And I'm going to go ahead and lift this transfer. And when I'm lifting the transfer, I am going to try and lift it from the center so I don't stretch out my transfer. I'm going to peel slowly, because if I missed any spots, I can go back over those and repair them. But as you can see, this looks beautiful. I love how it looks on the black board. The white on the black, it looks great. Now notice I didn't peel up any of the parts that I didn't paste. So I'm just going to flop this back down. And actually, I did peel up some of the crown and this floral piece. I'm going to put this down. And I think next I'm going to do the fresh and local, and that's going to be in our shimmer harvest. It's like a gold. It's real pretty. I thought it kind of looked like the color of honey. So that's why I kind of chose it. I'm just applying it to the silk screen area. If you get it on other parts of the green stencil, that's okay. But it won't go through unless there's stencil underneath it. So silk screen. So this is chalked. I'm smoothing it off. Any extra, I'll pick up and move around. And this is so easy, guys, so easy to use. So I like to kind of go over it and even out some of these lines and take off any extra. And that looks good. Next, I'm going to do my it's called eucalyptus, and it's a beautiful color, guys. Look at that. Eucalyptus. I'm going to do the floral accents in this. So see how nice my texture is of this? That's perfect. I'm just going to go ahead and chalk on these florals. And I really like how this eucalyptus looks on a dark background as well. You guys, if you want to know the products that I'm using tonight, go ahead and type in the word B-E-E in the comments. And then check your messenger, and you should get a link to everything that I used on this, with the exception of the surface. And that'll give you a starting place that if you want to take a look and see what types of products I used, you can change it up. You can add and remove anything that's in the cart, make it your own, or say you already have a squeegee, take the squeegee out, just get what you need, and mix it up if you want to. Next, I'm going to do our bee. You know, I might want to pull this up. I just don't really want it to dry. So let's pull up this, what we have so far. I'm going to pull it up, and I'm going to go ahead and hit it with my heat tool just so I can dry it up. When I put it back down, I don't want it to disturb that paste. And it does dry really, really quickly. Did you guys have a great Monday today? It's President's Day. Did you have the day off? Did you and the family go see a movie? Did you go hit some golf balls? It's nice to have one of these bonus days off, I think. And if you didn't, that's okay. Maybe you had a different mix of people to work with today. Okay, now I'm gonna try not to disturb that paste. I'm just gonna let it fall. I'm going to pull up the other side, just where it's chalked. Take a look. It looks good. I'm going to dry it. Do you guys love crafting? What's your favorite craft to do? As you jump on, please say hello. Let me know where you're watching from. And if you're watching the replay, please type in #replay so that I know that you watched. Okay, once again, I'm going to let this fall back down. And I'm going to stick the wings of my bee, because I'm going to chalk that next, and the crown. And I'll probably go ahead and do this wildflower honey too. Just making sure it's down nice and tight. Okay, so the bee and the crown, I am going to do in yellow. You guys, I'm using different squeegees for this, but if you only have one squeegee, you can clean it in between. Just clean it with water and wipe it off so it's dry, and just use the same squeegee. You don't have to have multiples, although I do find that they do help if you're using multiple colors. But you do what you have to do. Just make it work. This bee's gonna be so cute. Do you guys like bees, or are you afraid of them? We all need bees. We need bees. Okay, I smoothed out my paste, putting my extra back in, not wasting much. I get my white again and my white squeegee, and I'm going to finish up with that wildflower honey. And I can probably get this in just a few swoops. Just smooth it over the silk screen. Make sure it's even coverage. Smooth it out. Take off your excess. And you guys, we're going to peel this off and we're going to be done. Can you believe how quick this project was? Just get a paper towel real quick and dry my hands. Okay, so I'm going to peel this off completely. And remember, I'm trying to pull from the center so that I don't stretch out the transfer. Oh my gosh, guys. This looks wonderful. Wow, isn't that stunning? Look at the colors. I love it. If you love it, give it a heart. This is a nice little springtime decor piece. Spring is coming, we hope. We still have one more week of weather coming through, I think, but maybe spring will be around the corner. All right, guys, I'm going to show you how to clean this transfer real quick. So here's my dirty transfer, and I am going to clean both sides of this with water. So the best way to really do it is to take it back to your sink under running cool water and just kind of rub it with the board eraser or your hands, whatever. Just try to get it clean. You want all of that paste out of the silk screen, all of it. So I've got a spray bottle here because I'm not going to take it back. I want to show you guys what to do. Spray bottle with water, regular water, and I have a paper towel. I'm going to do one pass over it with the paper towel. Get the bulk of the paste off. Anything extra. And then I'm going to get what's called my board eraser. You want to wet it down, and then you're just going to wipe over this. Now, look at it. It looks like a magic eraser sponge, doesn't it? It kind of is the same idea, except that the magic eraser sponges have chemicals in them, and this one does not. This works wonders when cleaning your transfers. It really, really does. I'm rinsing it out. I'm going to go over one more time on the top. And then I'm going to pull it up and see that the paste has gone through onto my surface below. I'm going to kind of wipe my surface a little bit. And maybe I could use a paper towel to dry it. And then I'm going to flip this over to sticky side up. Now the sticky side up is not as dirty and it does have the sticky adhesive on it. So I'm going to go ahead and clean it, but I'm going to be a little more gentle. I'm not going to be quite as aggressive because these are reusable silkscreen transfers. You can reuse these between 8 and 12 times, depending on how good you take care of them. And that means how you clean and store them. So that looks pretty good. Now as I'm cleaning them, I'm also getting off some of that lint that we put on the back. So it should stick again. And when they're wet, you can go over them with a paper towel and they won't stick while they're wet. But the sticky will come back as soon as it dries. So I've got my silk screen part, my sticky side dry. I'm going to flip it over one more time and dry the front. And you want to make sure that all areas of the silk screen are clean. Okay. So let's look at it. Can you see through the silk screen? Yes, you can. Can you see some staining on the bead that looks like yellow around the blue part of the transfer? That's okay. That's not going to affect it. You just want to make sure you can see through that silk screen. If you can do that, then it's clean. I'm going to get my transfer backer. And it has, this one's a new one, so it has two shiny sides, but this one is more of a matte side than this one. This one feels different. It feels glossy. So you're going to put the glossier side down to your sticky side. You're going to line it up as best you can, smooth it on, and make sure that all of your sticky sides have a connection with the backer. This is now clean, ready to store, and ready to use again. So I'll store it back in the cellophane bag it came in, and I'll store it with my other transfers. So that's all there is to it, guys. Besides for my nose running. This sign, we did very little to modify it. We used the layout that they gave us. You don't have to. You can use whatever layout. I could have used just the bee. I could have separated a honey bee farm and did it on separate lines. I could have used just the florals in a different place. You can do whatever you want with this. This was straight as it was laid out. I chose my colors. You can choose yours. But I think it's a gorgeous piece for spring. I love it. If you love it, give it a heart. And I'll see you guys again tomorrow. Hope you join me. Thank you for watching. Bye.